gamers. It's me. I'm here. Ooh. So, normally this is start the stream time right now, but this little baby's been sitting in her chair, her little monkey chair next to me, looking at me, going like this. So I'm pretty sure, I haven't checked yet, but I'm pretty sure she just took a big shit. So, I'm gonna go check if she took a big shit. So give me a few minutes. Need to do a shit check on this little baby. Little baby shit check. I'm back. Let me put the baby in her seat. So rather than the usual stinky baby poop, rather than that, instead she gave me one turd. There was just one turd in there. I don't know where she gets off producing a single turd, like some kind of weirdo, but she did. She made one turd. Oh. Here you go, you little turd maker. That. This. And now, we get ready to stream. We get ready to stream. Get my ducks in a row here. Ugh, damn it. Ow. Hold on. Ugh. Tucking myself into my life here. Ugh. Hold on. Almost all tucked in. I think I'm tucked in? Hey gamers. Alright, so baby's poop is temporarily taken care of, but there's a good chance she might poop again. That turd might have just been like the cork blocking up the baby's butt from the real poop tsunami that will be coming later. In the meantime, let's crack open our boomer juice. You don't want to go to Walmart? Well, here's the beauty. Here's the beauty. Little girl, hush. Here's the beauty of living in a free country. You don't have to go to Walmart. You don't have to. You can get in your car. You can get in your car. Set your GPS for the furthest ocean from you and just start driving. You could just do that if you want. You could walk out your front door and then just start walking down the street and not stopping until you're bored. You can just do that. You know, you thought about it the other day. Who doesn't? Has anyone here not thought about just getting in your car and driving to the other side of the country? Just at a whim? I'm sure everyone has had that thought at some point. We should all start our own JRPG adventures. You know, that's a critically missed thing in the JRPG genre. I believe it was only a recent Final Fantasy that actually satisfied this, but you never had to drive around in a car. Like, why couldn't there have been a Super Nintendo JRPG that starts with your character just getting in his car and just driving away from home? A severely missed opportunity. It's like, why would they not allow you to do this? Do Japanese people not dream of driving their car away? Is that the problem? I'm telling you. A JRPG with a massive car mechanic in it. Not like a massive car mechanic. Not like a massive guy called Bubba who rebuilds your carburetor. I mean, like, a massive part of the gameplay that involves car. I feel like that's a severely missed niche in the JRPG world. So instead of that bozo on the the Summer Game Awards talking about my JRPG has a brand new feature called classes. Why didn't he just put a car in the game? I could have made a better JRPG than that clown. Anyway, how about we get this computer booted up? I just plugged it in before the stream started. I didn't have a chance to test it, so we... You making noises at me? We're gonna have to make sure this works. Let's see. PC. We got a picture. We get signal. If we wanted to, we could download the original All Your Base Flash movie and just play it on this ThinkPad. We already have Flash installed. Windows 98 has Flash. Okay, let's see. 6/15/2024, and it is 13 o'clock and 12 somethings. There we go. All right. So, gonna start doing some more work on our game. We have a preliminary Bart going as of last time, so now we should probably get a preliminary Homer going. Then we need to start considering all the pieces of the game. What kind of weapons are they going to use? How is it going to control? There's a specific major control issue we're going to have to figure out our way around, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Now we have to pick a location for where the stage is going to take place. We have to pick who the enemies are going to be and who the boss is going to be. No, we have all these decisions to make. All of them.
Ding, 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 ding. Welcome to Windows 98. Why are you still using Windows 98? What is wrong with you? Stop buying computers from thrift stores, man!
I keep meaning to dink around with this computer and get some other stuff set up on it. But then I never do, because I'm busy. Oh well. Okay, let's get some tunes going in the background here. Okay. Okay, sorry, I blanked out for a second there. There's my gamer juice. Here we go. Hope y'all are doing good. Hope nobody fell down the stairs recently. Alright. So this is where we were at. We have Bart can walk in all 4 directions. Homer should use his makeup shotgun. I like this. I like this idea. Did we draw this Homer and Bart? Yes. Okay, so we need to finish drawing Homer now, because we got Bart walking in all 4 directions. Now we need to Homerize. Homerize me, Captain. Okay, so where are my files? Homer. Homer, please. Okay, so we'll flip this sucker around. Actually, hold on. Let's make sure we have a good separation. There we go, so we know what we're working with. We gotta use techniques. We gotta use techniques. Sorry. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry, little girl. Whenever I sneeze, she's startled. Like she just doesn't expect it. You gotta keep them on their toes. Isn't that right? Alright. I forgot to write down that I changed the baby's diaper. It's like 5 minutes ago. There we go. Okay. So, I need Homer facing away from us. That should be pretty easy. We just have to flip the hometer. This. You just have to eliminate Homer's sense of self. Although, how far back does Homer's weird, like, Donkey Kong mouth go? I need some reference. I need reference images of Homer the Simpson. There we go. Google.com. Homer. I need images. Or Imazi, as our VPN is calling it. Homer. Okay. We got multiple types of Homer here. Very many types of Homer. But I just love when, like, Western cartoons try to, like, you know, parody anime, and literally the only joke they have is eyes are big and shiny, and that's it. And that's the whole joke. And that's it. Maybe they'll be like Pokemon or Speed Racer, but that's it. That's the extent of the joke. Gamers, does anyone want to open your Homer box PvP? Just something about this image right here. Can I get a higher res of this image? Because I kind of like it. There we go. Why is this image so funny to me? Is it because of the complete lack of any sort of emotion on anyone's face? Is that what's doing it for me? Just the soulless look in all of their eyes. Homer is like not here. He's just like 400 yards away. Bart is like experiencing some kind of ecstasy, and Lisa is like trying to like spontaneously combust with her mind. Little girl, do you stop being a little pest? Here, take your pacifier and your lovely giraffe toy. Your lovely giraffe toy that does all of this jingles. And just chill out. You had your bottle. Your diaper's clean. You don't know how to crawl. I can't let you out to crawl around. So just relax. Okay, what was I doing? Alright, I was enjoying this image. Okay, you know what? We don't need. I've decided we don't need reference. We're gonna just do it live. I'm gonna do it live. Little girl, hush! Everyone is trying to make The Simpsons right now, and you're ruining it for everyone except you. Little girl, what do you want? What do you want that is ruining your time? Your lovely time of being a baby. So he's got like the stupid like crown of like bald going around his head. Oops. There we go. there's probably like an ear here or something. Like just a small one. One small ear. Little girl, if you don't stop crying, I'm going to teach you how to count your toes, and you're not going to like it. Hey, you. What's the matter for you? What's the matter for you down here? Put this in your mouth and learn to be a baby. Okay, now I'm going to turn the rest of his body here. Let's see. Oops. Something like that, mostly. There we go. We got this. Throwing Homer from behind is easy. Little girl, what can I do to improve your experience here? Tell me. What can I do to make your experience here better? You think it's funny? You think it's funny when I talk to you? Yeah? Well, just pretend that I'm talking to you when I'm talking over here. It's very simple. It's very simple. She doesn't understand. She does not understand the concept. I am trying to teach her of enjoying life. Excusa, my little girl. My little stinky girl who smells and is very smelly, and she stinks, and she is a stinky little pineapple. Here. Yes, just make your body invisible. Sit here, and we will watch The Simpsons together. This won't make it impossible to get anything done, will it? She wore that last stream? Yes, she did. What are you gonna do about it? Oops, I saved. It doesn't matter. Okay. There we go. Alright. So let's go ahead and make the other direction. Oop. How do I murder Homer? There we go. This would be so much easier if I had access to my left hand. Alright. Oop. Yeah. Okay, so hotspot intact? It is. Okay, we now have Homer up and downs. Let's just give him the same-ish movement. Maybe a little slower, just to differentiate them. Okay, we have Homer going up. Okay. Now we need him facing the side, which should be pretty easy considering how we did it for Bart. Gotta do the same thing. Turn his grotesque body sideways. You're making chili? Nice. You got beans in that chili? Gotta have beans in the chili. Gotta have beans in the chili. Gotta do it. No beans? What are you talking about? You gotta have beans. Yeah, that's right, Spooky. You gotta have the beans. I'm thinking about them beans. Oh yeah. Beans. Man. Cinco fucking loves chili, but she's currently experiencing beef allergies. So, if we want chili, like, I'm gonna have to make it myself out of pork. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm busy. I'm busy drawing Homer. Does she have... That's a good point, Warp Drek. She also is currently suffering from a bean allergy. So you know what? Chili's just not worth it right now. Chili's just not real. Ever tried turkey chili? I've not tried it myself. I'm sure it's fine. Sure, it's fine. But if she's having issues digesting beans, then it's not worth it. How are you gonna enjoy chili without beans in it? I'll tell you how. You're not. You're not gonna like it. You're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate the beanless chili. Alright. We gotta draw this body sideways. Once again, this would be so much easier if I had access to my left hand. What we want? Or is this what we want? Oh, definitely the other one. Okay. So we need a sideways Humber. Beyond Meat and Impossible Meat. You know, I don't recall if I've ever tried Beyond and Impossible Meats myself. I don't know if I've tried them. I'd be open to trying them. But I've never gotten around to it. Go in here. Get some homie. Get some of that homie. Oh, homie. This looks great. So here's my thing. I feel like if you're gonna go the route of and this is speaking as someone who would never be a vegetarian or vegan, so my thoughts on this are basically meaningless. But with that in mind, I feel like if I were to go vegetarian or vegan for some reason, and I wouldn't, but in this bizarro world where I did, I feel like I mostly wouldn't bother with fake meat, because what's the point? If I want to eat meat, I should just eat meat, you know? So, there's plenty of, like, vegetarian and vegan food that's perfectly good that doesn't need fake meat in it. Like, you know, you want tacos? Black bean tacos are pretty goddamn good. You know? Like, I understand I understand more doing like fake cheese for stuff like pizza. But even then, I feel like, you know, you whip out some dough, put the tomato sauce on there. You don't really need the cheese if you throw in a bunch of really good like vegetables, roasted peppers, a bunch of onions. Like, just pile on the vegetables and like... I don't know. I just don't get the point of the fake meat when you're a vegan or a vegetarian. It just seems almost counterintuitive to the whole point. Like, if you're gonna try to pretend like you're eating meat anyway, then, like... I don't know, it just seems silly to me. Something kind of like this. Kind of like that. It doesn't look great, but it'll do. Meat and carbs are an easy meal. It's very easy to fill your stomach with meat and carbs. But here's the thing. It's not technically hard to fill your stomach with vegetables. You make a big-ass salad, you're gonna be full. The problem is, fresh food like vegetables tends to cost a lot of money compared to the carb equivalent. Like, it's gonna cost you more to make a salad than it is to make a bowl of rice. Yeah, that's the problem, Nick. It's not. You can't even stock up on vegetables because they're gonna self-destruct in 2 seconds after you buy them. It's like you're living life on hard mode, trying to be like a vegetarian or a vegan or any of those things. Like, I wish I could just keep some lettuce in the fridge and have it last like a month, and then I can just have a salad 2 or 3 times a week if I feel like it. Instead, I have to buy the lettuce. Then it's like, well, I guess I literally just have to eat salad once a day for the rest of the week, or otherwise this was a waste. Some frozen stuff. Yeah, that's true. Frozen stuff is alright if you're making soups or stews. Personally, I like there's certain canned vegetables I like. Certain vegetables I like better canned than fresh, like peas, for example. But I know the only reason I like that because they've been salted. There's something about canned peas and that mushy kind of result you get out of it I really like. Canned spinach is okay, but bigger fan of it fresh. Are you looking at my... She's looking at my gamer juice. Hold on, look at this. Look at this. Yo, girl, do you see this? Do you see this can of gamer juice? Wow. Wow, look at this delicious gamer juice. Isn't that neat? Do you want a sippy? Well, you can't. You're too small and dumb and you keep turning invisible. So you can't do it. Okay, let's see. I was drawing some home potato. Go. Like that. A little bit of home potato. Just homing it up a little bit. Just getting homerized. What a beautiful homer. Look at that man. Look at that man. The epitome of masculinity. Yeah, but here's the thing. I did keto for a while. Wow, you never talk about that at all, Rockcock. I know, shut up. I did alright with keto. I think, if I enforced veganism on myself as a challenge, I do pretty good. I think I'd be able to do pretty good. At least I would be able to do pretty good if I didn't also have to eat with Cinco and her pickiness. I feel like if I, on my own, isolated, I could do pretty good with any sort of dietary restriction. Okay, let's see. Sorry, my nose is itching me. Hold on. I gotta do something about this nose. There we go. Alright, feel a little better now. Where am I? There I am. Little girl, stop turning your body invisible! You need to get control of your mutant powers! This is ridiculous! Oops. Keep forgetting to do that. Oh. Alright, now we have a 4-directional homer. Let's save and make sure that looks like a real Homeby Simpson. There we go. Alright, now we can do the walking animations. I'm 50-50. Okay. You see how his head, like, vibrates, like, violently when he walks downward? I'm 50-50 on making the head not flip for walking. I'm undecided. Put it to a vote. I can't put it to a vote because some of you decided it would be so funny to vote incorrectly when I fucking do it. Okay, second notch. So we'll do first notch for Homie. Twitch, I know you don't watch my streams. And you'll never hear this. And I know that because years ago I played an episode of Sun Vulcan on my stream under the guise of it being a Sega CD FMV game. But please introduce an option for polls that hides the results of the poll until the poll is over. Please. Let's see. Okay, so we need 1 foot up. Do I want to do this here or in the... Let's do it here. Okay. Let's do it like this. Kind of a circular foot. The inside. Barcinko's texting me. She's kind of nodding off a little. He's going like... Ugh. Little girl, if I put you in your chair, will you behave now? Let's see if she'll behave if I put her in her chair. What a sleepy little beepy. Shh. Okay. Little girl, you're nodding off. I know you don't realize you're tired. But you are tired. You spent all day drinking milk and pooping and taking naps. Now you're all tuckered out, so you need to take a nap. Slowly, so that she doesn't get alarmed. If she gets alarmed, she may be more awake. Here we go. Okay. You are a tired little girl, and you need to have a nap. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna buckle you in your chair, and put your pacifier in your mouth. Oh, see, you're already nodding off. Already nodding off before I even got the pacifier in your mouth. Okay, well, I'll just put you down here. Ugh, you little button. It's okay. Yeah, you smiling at me now? Here, pacifier in your mouth. Take a little nappy, okay? Take a little nappy. While I draw Homer. Link's broken. Yeah, we had... Bring the mic closer to me so I can talk a little quieter. We had some more of those advertising bots come in the other night, and I tried to ban the URL shortener they were using and the banned words, but apparently that doesn't work. And I don't know if Twitch's banned words let you use a wildcard. I didn't look into it. I cannot actually see your link, Shingo. It's just 3 asterisks. So I'll have to figure out the link thing later. For now, links are just off. Not that it really matters, but whatever. Damn it. See, Homer walks a little slower than Bart, and when he walks that slow, the head flipping doesn't really matter as much, because he's not, like, violently vibrating his brain out. So for him, it doesn't matter. Bart is a little freak, though. Okay, now I need the rest of these animations, so... Okay, so we need to copy the top of the body from here onto the next sprite. Why don't I just get more mods instead? At the end of the day, the link bots aren't really affecting us, because we have 30 people here max and nobody here is fucking stupid enough to click on their malware links. So it's not serious enough. So I don't need mods. I only have 30 viewers max and channel's not growing, so it doesn't matter. I know mad. I'm just mad. Okay. Let's grab this. Move it down here. Then we draw over most of the shoe, so it's coming from the back. And I'm actually going to need another reference here. Okay, we have like 1 pixel of shoe down here, so something like that should actually be fine. That works. Oops. Oh, that up walk is a little jank, but that's fine. That is perfectly fine by me. Okay, now I need a sideways walk. Cinco, stop it. Get back to work. Okay. And we need to make a walking... Oh, he's already here. Good. Okay. So we need feet. We need feetsies, like this. Okay, hold on. We need to make sure that we got this right. Uh-oh. Green home there. Okay. Can we make Homer and Bart progressively more jaundiced over the course of the stage? I have no idea how we would actually accomplish that. So no. Their skin starts rotting and falling off. I don't think you know what the word jaundice means, Shingo. Oops. Okay, now I need to kind of rotate the arm a bit here. Let's restore it. Looks like Yoshi's Island character feats. Yeah, I can kind of tell why they did it that way. It's kind of the only way to decently do it in that lower resolution. Like the other day I was talking about how in regards to that Power Rangers game they showed off at Jeff Keighley's Summer Tit Fest, how I have this thing against indie games that do the pixel art style without actually sticking to a style where everything is just fat pixels without any consistency. From my recollection, the Power Rangers game is kind of on the border of doing that, but it doesn't quite do that. I really prefer when a pixel graphic game like that tries its damnedest to imitate the style of an old console, specifically to imitate the limitations of an old console, rather than just going, hog wild. What do I think when they show the 50-second farming sim game of the year? I think, oh boy, I'm glad I'm not financing that. it's one of the reasons, and I don't know how Shingo just fucking beat me to it, but Shovel Knight annoys me in that regard, because Shovel Knight has 1, too many colors per sprite for it to be an NES style game, and 2, it has a parallax background scrolling when the NES could sure as hell not goddamn do that without a lot of trickery, and even if they did the trickery, it would not look anywhere near the way it did in Shovel Knight. So it just bothers me when people go halfway. Battletoads did it in a very tricky way by, like, changing the scroll after certain scan lines, so it ends up with, like, rows of the background parallaxing with each other. But then games like Shovel Knight, they don't do it like that. They do it where you actually see objects passing by each other in the background, and the NES just couldn't do that. Which just bothers me when they don't try to stick to the limitation of what they're inspired by. And I also understand that sticking to that limitation can be harmful to the game sometimes. So honestly, for Shovel Knight specifically, it doesn't bother me that much. I've also not played the game, but that's besides the point. Oops. But yeah, no, that's just something that bugs me about retro pixel styles. And I full well understand that most indie devs go for that style, not because they want to, but because it's affordable. You know, a good artist costs a lot of money. Whereas pixel art, it's a lot cheaper and easier to do on your own. Well, I get that. I absolutely get that. Oh, hold on. Very important. Very important. There. You have to pop up a little bit when you walk sideways. So like I was saying, I get that. I get that it's often a budget thing for them to go with a pixel style. But in that case, if you're doing the pixel style, then because of a budget, if you're doing the pixel style because of a budget, don't pretend like you're trying to be retro. Like, make full use of the pixels. Just do whatever. But what do I know? That leads me back to a subject from a few streams back. But before we talk about that, let's actually look at what we got here. We have all 4 walking directions now. So we can start doing some work here. Okay, so. We need to start implementing some mechanics here. Can someone explain why they're already trying to remaster Yooka-Laylee? That's very, very easy to explain. It's because the company who developed / published it is running out of money, and they need some more capital. So if they just remaster it and re-release it and ask for you to pay for it again, then that's a capital injection. Now, I don't know who the hell is going to pay to play Yooka-Laylee again after how it was received the first time, but there you go. I never played Yooka-Laylee myself because the general consensus was that it was a little stinky. I heard that as well, Volpo. I heard that the kind of stopgap, oh shit, we need money, 2D semi-sequel was decent, but I also never bothered picking it up. Okay, game mechanics. So, something very important. So throughout the whole game so far, we have been... take a step even further back from that. The reason we're making a game in Klik and Play is because restrictions breed creativity. There's a lot of things we've done in this game. A lot of design decisions we've made specifically because of the limitations we have in Klik and Play. One of the biggest restrictions in Klik and Play is the controls. Hold on, gamers, my nose is like giving me a deadly assault. Ugh. Yeah. Okay, so as a PC game creator, naturally we do of course have full access to the keyboard, and we can detect when we press any key on the keyboard. But we've not really been using that for controlling our characters. The basics for controls in Klik and Play over in Players, as you can see here, where you can assign it to joysticks or keyboard, you have 4 directions you can press and only 2 buttons. 2 buttons. This is the primary reason that for the Goku and Laura stages, we did running via double tapping the buttons. Did we do running for Goku? Wait, suddenly I don't remember if we did running for Goku. Hold on. We did not do running for Goku. I don't know why I thought we did running for Goku. Okay, so the control limitations is why Laura has double tap to run instead of having a run button, and it's also why Goku's regular ki blasts are on the same button as the Kamehameha, which is activated by holding it down to charge it, because of that 2-button limitation. So, because we're abiding by that limitation of only having 2 buttons available to us per the built-in player controls, and because we're purposely avoiding, so far, directly interpreting keyboard presses, because if we wanted to throw all the shit out the window, we could be like, fuck it, whatever, we'll just interpret if you press this key on the keyboard, something happens. But once again, limitations breed a little bit of creativity, so I want to avoid that. So this presents a problem for the Homer and Boy stages, which are going to be in the style of a Zelda dungeon. Think about Zelda. In Zelda, you have a button for your sword, at the bare minimum 1 button for item, then a button for your menu so you can select your items. Go all the way back to the very first Zelda, and that's how it was. 1 button sword, 1 button item, 1 button for your menu. That's 3 buttons. we only have 2 buttons. We're down 1 button. So we're going to have to figure out a way to cram all the buttons we need into 2 buttons. So the way I see it right now is between Homer and Bart. Homer and Bart here are going to have, you know, a primary attack, and then 1 or 2 items they can use to attack. Okay, Colonel Panic says no menu, you only have 1 item at a time like Goof Troop. You have to pick up and put down weapons like Goof Troop. Okay, so that's not a bad idea, to be honest. That's not a bad idea for how you do it. The only problem with that is then we fall into the issue of tracking the item. Because you could pick up the item, use it on one screen, put it down, and then leave the screen. And at that point, we have to track that that item is on that screen. And if you remember the mess we went to set up these 14 pairs of bits up here, passing information between screens and click and play is not trivial. It also, of course, makes things a little difficult if we want to have like 2 or 3 items. Because at that point, it's like, do we have the player drag the items with them between the screens and have to go back and get them? See, I like the idea at a quick glance, but I think it's going to be more trouble than it's worth. Command input's like a fighting game. That's also not a bad idea. Because it should be possible to do, to detect directions and stuff. The problem is that command inputs really only work well in a sideways game, where you can press down or up and not much happens. But in a 4-directional Zelda-like game like this, it's a lot trickier to do that. Because obviously you can't do like a quarter circle. You can do a quarter circle to left or right pretty easily, but then when you're going up or down, where do you start the quarter circle? You know? What if you have to hold the button? A context-sensitive pad that can overwrite the button to bring up a menu. Not a terrible idea. That's how, kind of like how Conquer did it, where you step over the context-sensitive pad, you press the button, you use the item. Not a terrible idea. Although it does kind of limit where we can use items and stuff. We could have one button use an item and another button change the item. That's another thing we could do, where button 1 is use item, button 2 brings up some kind of menu that lets you select the item. Now the only issue with that is we would be stuck juggling either using item or primary attack on one button. So it'd be a thing where, like, you know, we have bombs equipped and suddenly we need to do a primary attack and we can't do it because we have bombs equipped. And we have to quickly open the menu, switch to the thing, blah blah blah. Colonel Panic brings up another important point. We also want to be able to switch between Homer and Boy. It's another function we need to be able to do. You could hold the switch or use item. That's a good idea as well. Hold tap. Maybe they follow each other like Superstar Saga. I mean, that was kind of what I had in mind, is they would kind of follow each other around and then you'd switch between them. Okay, so here's a possibility. 2 buttons. First button is always primary attack. Second button is always item. Now, in order to access a menu, what if we have, and I'm not sure if this is something we can easily implement or not. Do we really need enemies? Yes, I think we need enemies in the Zelda dungeon. Okay, so here's a thought I had. What if we had it so if you hold down, what about anemones? Maybe we can have anemones depending on what we decide. So what if we try to do it so if you press and hold both button 1 and 2 at the same time and keep them held down for like a second, it brings up a menu where you can select items or select the switch between Homer and Bart. It could even be a thing where it's like a weapon wheel, you know? You hold the buttons down. After a second, the weapon wheel pops up around who you're controlling, and you can press the direction to either select an item, or you press like down, and that one is always the switch. Exactly, a quick menu over their head, not a menu screen. And another reason I say that is because to pause a quick and play game, you press Control P. It brings up this little thing here, and the only thing you can do is press that continue button. No code is running in the game while this is up. If we wanted to make a real pause screen, we would have to code in stopping all the action. And in Click and Play, that's not an easy thing, especially when a lot of these things are using built-in movements where you have minimal control over how it works. So I liked the idea of trying to do kind of a quick menu weapon wheel when we hold both buttons at the same time for like a second. Now, one issue is we want to make sure that it doesn't require a frame-perfect press of the buttons together, because that's annoying and impractical. We need to allow some sort of leeway. Where they can be a few frames apart. But the issue with that is if they are a few frames apart, then technically the item or the attack bound to that button could kick off while you're trying to do the 2 buttons and hold. So at that point, it's like, do we purposely try to code in? Oh, hold on. Colonel Panic had a good idea. Attacks will be on release, not on press. I had not considered that. So let's say you press the button 1, which is for primary attack. When you press it and you have the button held down, Homer can, like, I don't know what Homer's primary attack is going to be. Homer can grab Bart by the neck and hold him back like this. And then once you let go of the button 1, that's when he swings Bart at the enemies like Banjo does with Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. Or with an item, you know, whatever the bow and arrow equivalent is. You press the button down, you pull it back, and it doesn't fire until you let go. So we could do that. That would take care of that issue, and I had not considered that, so that's actually a pretty good idea. That's a pretty good way to deal with that. That might be the easiest way to do that, because the alternative I was going to suggest is implementing some kind of few frame delay, like 3 or 4 frames for an attack. Now the only issue is we have to code it in the same way that we did the Laura run or the Goku Kamehameha, where we have some funky code in there to detect that the button was held and then let go. Because Click and Play does not have the ability to detect that by default, but we can code around it. Okay. Okay, I like that idea. I think we've worked I think we have a pretty solid plan on how we're going to work around this. Okay, so we need to make sure the action point is set, because we're probably going to use the action point to position a lot of the attacks and stuff. So right now it's in the center. And the center is a good starting point, but in some cases we may want it to be over the hand. Anyway, let's not worry about that right now. Right now, let's start by putting in the code to detect pressing and then releasing the button. Okay, so all this code, all the 77 lines of code we already have in here, is strictly for encoding decimal to binary and binary back to decimal, for when we pass data between frames, so we don't have to worry about that. The real code starts down here. So let's see. Player 1, joystick. Upon pressing fire 1. I just thought of something. Let me go back to the Goku stage so we can verify. Fire 2, fire 2. No, I don't see anything here. Hold on, let me verify something. Seems to be working fine. Okay. Okay, what I was worried about is I have this memory, and it might still be valid that Click and Play detected button presses in a stupid way, where it detects pressing button 1 as a different event from holding right and pressing button 1, but based on what I just saw there, I think we should be okay. We'll figure it out. Anyway. When you pressed fire 1, look at the icon for Tabart. Let's fix that. We're gonna lose him. Okay. Okay, so when we pressed fire 1... Okay, next thought. The variables for these attacks. How are we going to store... So we need a variable to detect... By Colonel Panic, sorry, you have to go to Walmart. We need a variable to hold on to if we're holding the button down or not. Do I want to store that directly on Homer? Or should I have a button controller? Let's set up a button controller. It's going to be easier because we have to do the same thing for Bart, and if we're storing it on Homer, that's stupid. Okay. Okay. Button. It says but it stands for button. Just in case you were confused. Okay, that's going to store the variables we're using to keep track of the buttons. Okay, so when we press fire 1, we're going to set alterable value A, a controller, to 1. Let's replace... I don't want pressed, I want held. Okay, if 1 is being held, we're setting it to 1. And then if it's not being held, and this is set to 1, we're going to set it to 3, and 3 tells the game. 3 is what we're going to use is, hey, the button was pressed and let go. Okay, so on the next frame, how are we going to do this? Okay, I'm trying to think the logic through in my head, because we did this with Goku. I guess I can just go back and check how I did it with Goku, rather than trying to reinvent the wheel. So pressed fire 2. It changes the animation sequence, okay. I think it's button 1 we were using for the Kamehameha. Yeah, it's button 1, because this is all related to the combo. Okay, so where's the button 1 code? God, I wish I could have commented the code. Okay, so now that I actually think about it, I don't think we were able to, we're not able to hold the Kamehameha indefinitely. No, we are. How does this code work? I don't remember how I did this, and I had to do it again, and that's a problem. Okay, so hold on. So it's fire 1 for sure. Okay, so pressing fire 1 sets algebra value C to 1. Then later on it gets set to 2 for some reason. Anything else here it does? Nope, that just sets some values. Oh boy, this sucks. I have to try to remember how to do this, the logic behind this. I forgot, I have... So because I think the enemies might be using player 2's controls to, they might be set up as a player 2 object so I can abuse the collision. I have it set up so if you press any player 2's buttons, the level resets. I forgot I did that. Value C, value A. I straight up don't remember the logic I used to make this work. It's left my head, where we're gonna have to rebuild the wheel, all because Click and Play doesn't allow comments, so I couldn't write down how I did it. Okay, so while you hold the button down, algebra value A gets set to 1. So if it equals 1, that means the button is being held down. So on the next frame, if we see that it equals 1... Oh boy. This sucks. I have to work through in my head how to do this logic, and I've done it before, but I don't remember how I did it, and looking back in the code isn't helping me because of how messy it is. Wow, I seriously don't... I'm having trouble wrapping my brain around the logic. And I know I've done it before. That's the painful part, is I absolutely did it before, otherwise Goku wouldn't exist. to 0. Remember what alterable value C did. Alterable value C has to be the one that's controlling this, but why 1 and 2? Because your animation 1 is playing... No, I'm getting confused. C is for the combo, probably, because button 2 is for physical attack, not for the Kamehameha. Button 1 is the Kamehameha. Let's double check this. What animation is the Kamehameha? It's not animation 1, because that's the combo. Animation 2 is a regular key blast. Animation 3 is firing. Bouncing is the charging animation. So what sets his animation to bouncing? If we can find that, we can kind of start reading the code and figuring this out. So when we're holding fire 1, we're setting alterable value B to alterable value A. Why? And if A is greater than B, setting them both to 0? What? Gamers, I can't make heads or tails of my old code. I'm seriously baffled by my old code. I don't understand why I did this or why it works. Watch my VODs. I don't even know in which VOD I figured it out. Or when in the VOD I figured it out. B to A. Then we set them both to 0. And then we set A to 1. So logically, if we loop back around, they both equal 1, and then they equal 0. Okay, here's bouncing. Change animation sequence to bouncing. That happens when alterable value A and C are greater than 15. So it needs to be able to count upward. Set B to A. Oh wait, so set B to A. So let's assume they start at 0. The next event does not trigger because they're equal. Next one kicks off, A gets set to 1. We fly through. We come back here. Then B gets set to 1. Next event once again does not kick off because they're equal. Then A gets set to 1. Fly through. B gets... When I say A gets set to 1, I mean 1 gets added to A, so A is now 2. Fly through. B gets set to 2 because A was 2. Okay, so it's like we're counting up. We're counting upward. For as long as the button is held, we're counting upward. Frank Dankus, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. I'm trying to figure out how I did this Goku code for holding the button down so I can recreate it. Okay, so I think the problem I'm having is that in my brain, I was trying to stick to like 2 values, like 0 if it's not being held, 1 if it's being held, 3 if it's being triggered, when what I needed to do is actually do a timer, where the number just counts upwards. So let's see. So when we're holding down fire 1, rather than setting alter value A to 1, we're going to add 1 to alter value A. So it counts upward. So it gets set to 1. Okay, so let's try to copy, even if I don't fully understand the logic, let's try to recreate the logic we did before. So, A equals 1. Now, I've already forgot the chain of logic, let's go back. Oh, this blows. Here I was talking about how this was going to be easy. That's kind of dope. B to A. Okay, I got ahead of myself. So we're not adding yet. We're gonna instead add set B to A. So value, set value B to value A. But it starts with A and B being the same. On the next step of logic, we did if A is bigger than B, that we reset them both to 0. Now let me double check to make sure it was A bigger than B and not the other way around. Yes, A bigger than B. And then on the next frame, we detect if it's being held again, and then we add 1 to A. Did I draw any more simps? Yes, here we go. Check it out. We got a fully animated Omer. He's able to walk in all 4 directions, just like the boy, which is exactly what we want. So we add 1. So through the loop, we press the button. B and A are both equalized. In this specific case, I get set to 0. Next check, A is bigger than B, they both get zeroed out. But if we're holding that button down, that's not happening. Next check, we add 1 to A. So now, at this point, A equals 1 and B equals 0. We fly through the code, come back to the next frame, we're still holding that button. So suddenly B gets set to 1 as well. Next does not trigger. Then A gets set to 2. B is still 1, we fly through. Value gets copied over, now they're both 2. So that's counting them up. So the question, okay, so now theoretically, if we let go, let's say we let go. They're both 2. Let's say between this frame and next frame I let go. So this one does not kick off. No, hold on. They are not both 2, so A is higher than B right now. So let's say A is 3, B is 2. So we loop around. Right now A is 3, B is 2. We have let go of the button. So this event, it copies the value over, it does not kick off. The next event gets checked. Is A bigger than B? It is bigger than B because we stopped holding this button. So they both get zeroed out. That's why I did it this way. We needed to check if the two counters were in sync, because that's the only way that we could detect if the button was let go of. That makes sense. That makes sense. So when A is greater than B here, that is the trigger for we have let go of the button. So we're going to test this now. We're going to make it so when this event kicks off, we end the game. Let's test this. So theoretically, we launch in here. Now, if I just tap the button once, the game should end. Good. Now, the real test. I should be able to hold the button down. As long as I'm holding the button down, nothing happens. But as soon as I let go, that is when the game should end. So let's see. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay. Let's see, I should be able to hold the button down. Okay, I'm about to hold the button down. Oh. Okay, so here's what just happened. Okay, game's working. I'm holding the button down right now. I'm about to let it go. Let it go, it ends, which is what we want. Problem. I'm holding the button down. Now, while I'm holding the button down, I'm going to press a direction. Do you know why this is happening? This is because of what I was talking about earlier, where Click and Play sees pressing button as a different action than pressing button while holding left or right. Now, we're going to confirm this by saving the game and opening it up in the Games Factory, which does not have that terrible quirk. Does Click Team Fusion handle inputs better? Yes, a lot better. Games Factory, yes, a lot better. They handle it a lot better. So we're going to confirm that this is what I think it is by opening it up in the Games Factory and seeing if the issue doesn't happen. Okay, so tap, game ends. Hold the button down, we're fine. Holding the button down, I'm going to let it go. Game ends. Now, here's the real test. Tap, I'm not tap, hold. I'm holding the button down right now. Now I'm going to try to move around while I'm holding the button. We're fine. Now I'm going to let go of the button. Game ends. That confirms that this is happening because of that stupid quirk that Click and Play has, where it detects holding a button as a different input than holding a button and pressing a direction. That unfortunately means we're probably going to have to chuck in a bunch of redundant checks in the code to work around the bug. I say bug, it's not a bug. It's a deliberate design choice. A bad deliberate design choice, but a deliberate design choice nonetheless. Oh god. That means we have to have every possible button combination both on this event and on this event? Oh lord, is that even feasible? Left, up, right, down. I mean, I'm worried that we would have a weird collision in the code, but up, right, down, left, up. 9. Ugh. And this wasn't an issue for Goku because with Goku, if we go back up to Goku's stage, you can't walk around while you're doing the while you're charging up the Kamehameha wave. Goku doesn't do that. If you try to start walking, it just triggers that you let go of the button and he fires the Kamehameha wave. So that wasn't an issue with Goku specifically because of that. So he didn't need to walk around while holding the button. Oh, what a pain. Okay, let's just try it and see what happens, because that's all we can do. What else can we do? Just see how annoying, how much of a pain in the ass it's gonna be. This sucks. This sucks so much. I just hate that we're gonna hit 100 events without having anything implemented. And we're gonna have to do this for button 2 as well. Let's just do it as a test to see if it works. This idea for the menu to be radial, I'd like it to be radial. Ideally, it would be radial. Sorry, I was just thinking that we're probably gonna have to do something similar to this when we do the other part as well. Ugh. Oh, God. Why did they think it was a good idea to implement this way? Wait, did we already do up? We did do up already. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's it. It's such a dumb thing. And I don't even know if this is gonna work. These events might trip all over each other and fart and shit and poop. But we gotta try it to see. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Theoretically, that's all of them. Now let's see. Okay. If I tap the button, game ends. Good. If I hold the button, I'm holding it right now. Now I let go, the game will end. Good. Now is the test. I'm holding the button. I'm going to try to walk. So it is working with one caveat. One single caveat. If I hold the button down, then I press either left and right or at the same time, or up and down at the same time, then it interprets that as letting go. And I guess that's okay, because you're not really supposed to press up and down or left and right at the same time anyway. What if you tie specific items to Homer and Bart and then just switch between Homer and Bart? I kind of had that in mind, that whatever items we have in the dungeon would only be usable by one of the characters. So another important thing we have to keep in mind is we're only making one dungeon. So we can't have too many items. I figure maybe like 2 items per Simpson would probably be fine, since it's just one dungeon. So this works save for pressing opposing directions, which is fine. You'll probably do it by mistake, press opposing directions if you're just mashing on the keyboard. But even then, it's not a big deal. It just means you fire off your weapon. And it's of course impossible if you're using a gamepad, since you can't press left and right or up and down at the same time. Let's get rid of the debug, not event, but action to end the game. Okay, so we have that code in place. Now we can duplicate that code for the other button as well. One thing I just thought of, we're probably going to need a different button controller per button. So we'll do button controller 1 and button controller 2, since we got 2 buttons. We could probably cram it into 1, but it's going to be easier if we do 2. Okay, so let's do this. Let's start dicking around with having Bart follow Homer and vice versa. We'll make this an obstacle. Homer collides with the obstacle, he stops. And Bart, of course. Will the follower be invulnerable? Yeah, he's basically going to be like Diddy Kong when you're playing as Donkey Kong. There we go. Okay, so a few ways we can do this. Let's experiment. So let's take Bart. Let's change him so he's moved by player 2. And what we'll do is we'll implement that same check in the code where if player 2 presses any button, we either restart the level or we instantly kill the player so that they don't cheat. Okay. Good, so he's no longer tied to the player 1's controls. Let's see. So if Homer X position is greater than Bart's X position, we'll have Bart walk to the right, so we'll set his position to his current position plus whatever. We might not end up doing it this way, but let's just see how it'll work. He's a little fast, but that's fine. Okay. Good news is he's, properly colliding with that wall, which is what we wanted. We didn't want him to pass through the wall. Let's do the opposite. And let's change this to 2, because he's a little fast. We need to make it so he's not trying to be perfectly in sync with Homer, otherwise he's going to overlap him. Let's say greater than Bart's position times plus 32. And less than Bart's position minus 32. It's a delay before follow. Maybe we can do something like that. Hold on, let's make sure the animation plays. See if this is going to work, or if this is just going to make it like loop the animation. Well, it's going to loop because we set nothing to have it stop looping, but that should be pretty easy. Like that. And we'll change the animation to stopped. And he follows him too quickly. Well, I guess we do need that delay then. What's the easiest way to implement that delay? Okay. So the way we're going to do this is that we're going to have separate objects for Homer and Bart when they're being played as, for when you're controlling them. When you're controlling Homer and Bart, that's one object. When Homer or Bart are following you, that's going to be a second object. So if we want to use some of their alterable values for the following version, that should be fine. Okay, so the X position, so these two triggered him to follow. So let's cross that out and let's do it so that just starts adding the alterable value 1. Alt value A. And if we're in range, we set to 0. Okay, so what we'll do is if alterable value A is greater than 0, then we're going to continue to oh, we don't need to continue adding because we're adding it up here already. Okay, so if alterable value A, let's say it's greater than, we're going to have to kind of zero down on the number. Let's start with 50. If it's greater than 50, and event from before, then we have him walk. the same for the other direction. Okay, so this should theoretically give us a brief pause, a delay before he starts following. Okay, we need to adjust something here. So we're detecting greater than and less than the position plus or minus 32. So there is a point, so if he's equal to the position plus or minus 32, neither of these are kicking off and that's causing a problem. So let's adjust this slightly to detect for 33. They're going to be 33 or 31 that we want, I'm not sure. Good. Okay, let's try to implement vertical as well and see how that fares. Let's see, Y position is greater than Bart's Y position. Plus 32. And then 1 for the opposite. Now if we add to alter value A here, then it's going to count up twice as fast. Because it'll detect that we're away from him this way and this way at the same time. We're just going to make it double up on the counting, which will make him start following faster. Unless we want to use his ultra value B to detect how long he's been away up and down, but then it's like, do we want to waste that value that we could use for something else later? We could just deal with it. Can we keep it simple and not have the follower? I mean, honestly, if the time between him following and not following is a little inconsistent, that's fine. And it seems like it's going to be pretty easy to do this. Let's just go ahead and do it. It's no big deal. Okay, we're going to see how this works. This one, okay. Then we need to duplicate this event as well. Okay, I know we're almost at the end of the stream. What I want to do is finish this preliminary AI follower code so that Bart can follow. Cinco is here. Let me let her in so that the dog doesn't wake up the baby. I'm going to make sure we finish up the preliminary follower code before we end the stream in a few minutes. I'll be right back. Gamers, I'm back and you're not gonna believe this. Cinco's work had Taco Bell for lunch. And she brought me one inside of a prescription bag. Oh my god. Gamers, I haven't had Taco Bell in months because the Taco Bell near me is temporarily closed so they can put in a bullshit asshole motherfucker dickhead dumb fuck butt fuck double lane drive-thru. Which never works because old dumb shits aren't gonna understand how it works. Gamers, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Oh my god. This is the happiest I've been since my daughter was born. I feel like the most powerful being that ever existed. Okay, let's wrap up this follower code real quick so we can finish the stream. Okay, theoretically that should do it, so let's see what happens. Oh! Uh-oh! Oh no! Oh no! What happened? What did I do? I see what I did. Look at this, we're setting Bart's Y position to Bart's X position plus 2 instead of his Y position plus 2. There we go. We have follow Bart. Now, of course, he can get stuck in corners and stuff, but that's fine. It doesn't really matter. He's not a real person. He's not real. He's not real. Oh. How's Homer facing through the wall? Homer should not be able to phase through that wall. I'm okay with the boy phasing through the wall. It seems like it's only the left side of the wall. Look, right side is fine. Bottom is fine. Top is fine. But something about the left side of the wall lets you phase through it a little bit. Now granted, it's not a big deal. It might just be a bug related to quick backdrops. Anyway, doesn't matter. Not that important. Anyway, additions you have to make to the follower code is we have to make it so Bart actually turns to face Homer instead of just, because right now he's just facing forward. And honestly, I don't care if he gets stuck on corners. He's not a real character, you know? Bart can't get hurt in a way that's going to hurt Homer. If Bart gets hurt, Homer doesn't care. Bart isn't real. We should probably also implement code so that if Bart is no, I was about to say, so if Bart is further down, that he appears in front of Homer, because right now you kind of walk over him, but then I remembered Click and Play doesn't let you change the order of objects, so we're not going to do that. It's not worth it. Too complicated. Okay, so there we go. We have basic boy and dad follower code. Pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. We don't need to save Humper, we have him. Where's Bart's Butterfinger? Maybe the Butterfinger can be a collectible? Maybe we, instead of hearts to regain health, we can use Butterfingers? I don't know. It's up to you guys. Let's get this computer shut down so we can wet on the platform with normal people clothes.
Goodbye, stupid. We've had a lot of fun on your crappy computer. Please don't ever come back.
Alright gamers, that's it. That was our 2 hours of stream. We made okay progress. We got a basic follower code. We figured out some of the important mechanics we had to work with, so we're moving in the right direction for this stage. We are. Anyway, once again, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate this. You guys being here lets me continue doing this hobby. And if I didn't have this hobby, I don't know what I would do. I guess I would probably, like, become like a street magician. But a secretly nefarious street magician that when nobody is looking, I make drifters disappear behind a magical cloak. What was I talking about? I don't remember. Okay, so, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Hour-long mini-stream playing I don't know what. Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I don't know when I'm gonna stream. But I know for sure if you tune in next Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to do some more work on our Homer and Boy game here. So at least you can look forward to that. Anyway, while this baby is still sleeping, I'm going to try to get her downstairs so I can make dinner. I'm still operating off of a tiny mini high from this Taco Bell taco, so thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. At least be decent to people. It's only 3 p.m. Why am I making dinner? Because I'm hungry. I'm hungry. It's dinner time.